God, that's good. What's up, everybody? Kyle here with Bourbon Blind. And Matt from ADHD Whiskey wanted to know what 5 bottles the other whiskey tubers, if you had to leave your house or move or whatever, and you can only take 5 bottles from your collection with you, what would they be? So here's my 5. And funny the way this worked out, because right around, it was a little bit after that, but I hadn't gotten to this yet. The air conditioning went out, and I was like, worst case scenario, luckily it's really well insulated in here, but I was like, I'm gonna grab a box and some of my most prized possessions that I can't replace. So these are 5 of those things that I put in that box. And number 1 on the list, William LaRue Weller. This is last year's batch. Yeah, that's William LaRue Weller is one of those things that's just so damn good, and obviously you can't just go out and pick it up. So last year's was so good too. So anyway, that's why this one's on the list. Second up, one of the things from my most favorite distillery ever is Four Roses Al Young 50th anniversary. And this is just one of those bottles that you can't replace that. I mean, you could on secondary. It's really going to cost you. But yeah, there's absolutely zero way you just go out and pick one of these up. Even harder than this. It is by far the most complex whiskey I have ever had, if that tells you that. And definitely in the top 5 flavor profiles of any bourbon I've had. So it's my favorite. So anyway, number 3 on the list, we have Bourbon Brothers Distilling Nodder Bourbon. This is a 12-year blend. When these first came out, you could go pick them up. Nobody wanted them. Secondary wasn't hardly doing anything with them. And people got to tasting them and were like, oh, damn, that is delicious. Oh, this is delicious too. This is an Elijah Craig B19, I want to say. B520, maybe. It's the 122 proof, and it's my favorite Elijah Craig barrel proof. B519. Nick just whispered it to me. Straight up cherry bomb. I love it. So that covers those 3. Next up on the list is going to be the 2017 George T. Stag. This is another one of the best stags I've had. Maybe not as good as like the 2008 one, but that's another story. I also don't have one of those, so there's that. Yeah, this year for George T. Stag was one of my absolute favorites, so that has to make the list. Buffalo Trace Distillery, you all know what it is. So we have those 4. Number 5 on the list, New Distillery, one of Aaron's favorite bottles. One of the most rare bottles. Yeah, because anyway, here we go. We have a 1984 Booker's. And this is actually going to be a celebration bottle. If and when we get to 100,000 subscribers, we're going to open this up and drink it on a live stream. Very different box than the newer ones. And like I said, 1984, going to be hard to find a replacement for that. So that made it on the list of my top 5 favorite whiskeys that if I had to up and leave right now, this is what I would take with me. Because like I said, these can't be replaced. I'm going to open them up and I'll drink them all at some point. That's definitely not an issue. But yeah, I know right now they're all closed. But yeah, out of all 1,000 bottles in here, these are the 5 I would take with me. So I want to know what your 5 bottles are. Be sure to put it in the comments below. And until Friday noon Central next week, cheers and drink blind.